Hey guys, it's Such Sports here, back with another video, and today we'll be doing a mock draft on ESPN with pick five, and we're going to take a different approach with this because we're at the middle of the draft. So we're going to be looking at guys like CeeDee Lamb, potentially Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, one of those guys, and hopefully build our team around those guys there. If you like this video and other videos like this, please leave a comment and suggest any other videos you'd like to see. Looking forward to making a lot more mock drafts as we get closer to the NFL season. In terms of news this week, we got Josh Simmons looking great in training camp for the Chiefs. Cordell Patterson just released by the Steelers. So that's interesting. Steelers going with Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren as their backfield. Not surprising, but Cordero being released in the middle of training camp is a little interesting for sure, but shakes up the backfield just slightly a bit. Um, as Patterson is used in many ways in the kick return game, running back, receiver. I'm not really sure why they released him, but we'll see how the Steelers backfield plays out. Yeah, with this pick, pick five, we're looking at guys like Jahmyr Gibbs, CD, whoever falls to me. Right now, ADP says we'll get Jahmyr Gibbs or CD Lamb, and in PPR, I'll take absolutely one of those two guys at pick five. It's a good spot to be in. Never been in the middle of the draft, one of these mock drafts for, so we're gonna see how this plays out for us. But really gonna be focusing on running back receiver here. We'll see if QB does fall to us in the middle rounds. Just see who falls. The draft board is here, so we can show you guys this later. And then the rules are just standard PPR on ESPN. And yeah, looking forward to the first preseason game this week on Thursday, the Hall of Fame game between the Chargers and Lions. Not going to see too many starting reps from either team, but just fun to have football back on the schedule. So we'll have football every week now. And we probably won't be doing best bets for the preseason because I don't think that has too much value, at least until the regular season begins. So we'll be doing just regular season best bets and pick'ems. Preseason, not really going to focus on that too much instead of just news and stuff that comes out of each of the games. So let's see how this draft will play out. Most of the guys are active, so we'll see. I feel like good amount of people are going to be pretty good in terms of value, like finding value in this draft. I think ADP will be heavily used in this draft, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, the draft started. I'll lower the audio. I always forget to do that. But I think the next couple of videos we'll be doing ranking videos or just best bets later in the season and pick'ems. I'll be predicting the entire NFL season as it starts. It's closer to September, so I'll also be doing like a live draft at some point, rather than doing just like a mock. But the mock itself is valuable for looking at who's available, what slots, and what people are drafting or tending to draft and what strategies they're using. So I'm looking at Gibbs or CD here. One of them will fall, or Jefferson. I would prefer CD, although the targets may go down because of Pickens. We'll see how this goes. Maybe Gibbs will be an option too. Oh, so Gibbs and CD are real. McCaffrey goes four, which is a bit of a reach at this point because of the injury risk. But I've got everyone available to me at pick five. I mean, any of these three guys would be great. I think I'm gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs because of the lack of running back availability, and I'll get target one of the receivers down the board. So I'm gonna go Jahmyr Gibbs, my first pick. He was pretty reliable last season. Obviously, he was the RB1, obviously, so he's definitely reliable. I think Jahmyr is a great pick. You got a lot of receivers available. One of them will fall to me. Um, so yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs at pick five, I think is a great value pick. I think I got the best value available. Maybe Chase pick three was pretty good value also, but McCaffrey at four is interesting just because you don't know where he's going to go in most of your drafts. Some people will reach on him in the middle, like early top five pick. Some guys will just wait until round two because of the injury risk. So him getting McCaffrey means that he must get Garendo just because of how likely it is that McCaffrey might miss a game or two, or even more than that, as he's probably missed what games in the last 3 of the 5 seasons. So definitely an interesting pick by Sarard's smart team. So we'll see how round two goes. Okay, looks like we'll be looking at guys like Nico Collins, potentially AJ Brown, Brian Thomas. I'd take any of these three guys, even Drake London, as my receiver one, just to build the team. Lad McConkey would be great also. So we'll see who falls. Derrick Henry, another option that I like. No, not sure if he'll fall to 16. So we'll see how who falls. Amon Ra falling to second round is a little crazy. I'm not gonna take him to stack Gibbs and Amon Ra, although it probably will work out. Um, but I think I get one of these top receivers, man. Pretty easily. Yeah, pick five is interesting. I mean, you can get Gibbs, CD. or Jefferson, and I think I'd be comfortable with it. Henry going pick 11. That's pretty smart. Take Henry there. But yeah, I feel like pick five is a great spot to be in. You get either Jahmyr Gibbs, Jefferson, or CD. You can't complain there. Maybe Jefferson has the lowest ceiling of the guys. Although it's kind of crazy to say since he's either the best or second best receiver in the league. Just because of the quarterback situation is a little bit of unknown with JJ McCarthy. I think having him at pick six, pick five is probably fair value because of the quarterback situation that's so unknown. So let's see how the next few picks play out. Amon Ra falling to round two, pick two is a little wild to me. Bucky Irving going over Nico Collins and Brian Thomas. A couple reaches, but if you got your guy, then might as well get him. I guess Ken has Bucky and he has who else did he take here? He took okay. A chain goes. I'll definitely get a receiver out of this. So Nico Collins, AJ Brown, and Brian Thomas. I'll absolutely take that to start off. I'm liking my team so far. So always good. And the QBs are also Jalen Hurts has moved up. Lamar has moved up. I believe the QBs have been moved up a little bit. Especially Hurts. I thought he was around here where Burrow was going. So yeah, ADP has been adjusted in the last couple of days. Okay, so you got AJ Brown, Brian Thomas, Drake London. Who do I think will get the most targets between these guys? I think Brian Thomas is in line to get the most targets. And with the addition of Liam Cohen, I think you have to go Brian Thomas here. Even though despite the same bye week as Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm gonna go ahead and take him. So I got Jahmyr Gibbs and Brian Thomas. I'll absolutely take that. I think Thomas is in line to get the most targets out of those three guys. So one going with that. Great start to the draft so far. I like it a lot. I mean, you don't got the bigger names like or you don't have the bigger names like Saquon or Bijan. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is a pretty big name. But I feel like I went for value there and got that. And Brian Thomas. He'll have a big season with Trevor Lawrence back and healthy and Liam Cohen in the mix for their offense. I think their offense is going to be much improved. The Jags are going to be a threat, I think, for the AFC South crown, as much people might not agree with that. I think the Jags will be an around 7 to 8 win team, maybe 9 wins if they can push it. But I think the Texans and Jags are going to be fighting for that AFC South the whole season. So, okay, you guys are going a little faster now. McConkey would be great here. Same with Kyron. I'm not sure if they're going to fall, honestly. There's three guys ahead of me. I don't think McConkey's going to fall that far. Um, I'm not eyeing QB right now because there's so many available. I'm gonna scroll down here to see the draft board for you guys. But Nico Collins is gone right before me. AJ Brown, Jacobs, Taylor. Yeah, Josh Allen goes. The first QB goes. Okay, that's right. That seems like right around where he would go. Brock Bowers falling to pick 10. That's pretty good value for Andrew. Him getting London, Bowers, and I believe he got Saquon. That's a great team actually. So Bowers, London, Saquon. That's pretty solid. James Cook goes, so McConkey could fall to me. I would love that with the amount of targets he'll get. That would be a great start to the draft. So yeah, James Cook goes. Jonathan Taylor falls a good bit, I feel like, to end of round two. I feel like that's a little that's a right around his value. I think I'd take Taylor a little higher where AJ Brown is going or where my pick went. But just because I had Gibbs that pick, I didn't want to take Jonathan Taylor. I liked the receivers available. So Ladd McConkey is available. Chase Brown goes. The running backs are getting a little scarce. I'm getting a little scared of that. So I could take Kyren Williams and go three. That would be tough to take three guys at the same bye week. I'm gonna go Ladd McConkey, I think that's the right pick. You get the amount of targets that he's getting. I'm just shooting for volume here in this mock draft, but I think running back here, I could wait a little bit on. Kamara's still there. Marion Hampton is in line to get a big workload despite Najee Harris being there. Although stacking McConkey and Hampton will be interesting. So we'll see where this goes. But yeah, Kyren falling around three, pick six, great value for that guy. I like my team a lot though. So far, I got two great receivers and a running back doesn't get a ton of targets. So let's see here. The only concern with Jahmyr Gibbs is the new offensive coordinator for the Lions with Ben Johnson gone. But I believe Jahmyr Gibbs and the talent. I think the talent outweighs whatever like target distribution he'll get. I think he'll be fine. At this point, Garrett Wilson will be good. Marion Hampton, Malvin Kamara, Jackson Smith-Njigba, all great guys for just like volume and targets. QB at this point would be pretty fair. I think I can go Lamar and be comfortable with it. I don't think he'll fall to me, but getting one of the top QBs would be nice. So we'll look at both options, see what's available. Could always go for a QB later. But I do like this spot a lot, actually. Getting two great receivers and Jahmyr Gibbs is a great start, I think. Mike Evans going to round four, pick three. Keon Coleman, wow, going the start of the round four. That's surprising. Over Garrett Wilson, over Terry McLaurin, over Tyreek Hill and Mike Evans. That's a little bit surprising. Definitely a couple of reaches in this draft that I've seen. I mean, we got Zay Flowers and Keon going a little early. Kenneth Walker goes. I mean, we had McCaffrey at four. I thought it was a little high for McCaffrey, but I get it. See, I can get Jaden Daniels or Lamar at this point. And having that QB advantage in a one QB league is super important. Or I can go Marion Hampton or Malvin Kamara. There's a lot of options to have. I mean, if Lamar falls to me, I'm taking him. It's round four at this point, and I'm getting QB1 or QB2 in fantasy. So, yeah, if Lamar falls, which he probably won't, with this guy waiting to take QB, yeah, he goes. Jaden Daniels still a great option. I don't see a world where he regresses, honestly. So, getting Jaden here would be great. I think I'm gonna take Jaden Daniels here, like I have in a previous mock draft. So, getting Jaden Daniels, Jameer Gibbs, Brian Thomas, Lavin Conklin. I mean, got the youngest team in fantasy in this league. But no, but I think getting Jaden at this point in round four is great value. All the auto picks were going to take the QBs, so I'm glad I got one of the top ones available. Have a positional advantage in most leagues in most weeks now with Jaden Daniels in the mix. He'll with his rushing upside, he'll be great again. Alvin Kamara goes, that makes sense. Joe Burrow, yeah, consensus is going around here. Garrett Wilson or Jackson Smith-Njigba will be great. Like a lot of guys are falling to me. So I'm just gonna take whoever does fall. JSN will be gone. Amarian will likely be gone. So Brees Hall might be the pick here, which I'm comfortable with. Taking an RB1 at this point, and having him next to Jahmyr Gibbs. That'd be great. Cortland Sutton would be a great option. Devontae Smith, I'm gonna probably pass on, but we'll see where he falls. But yeah, as I was saying, getting Jaden at this spot in the draft. Okay, Jackson Smith is available, despite the round, the bye week. Sorry, I think I have to take the talent in JSN and just worry about the bye weeks later. It also is just a mock draft. So getting JSN, McConkey, Gibbs, and I mean that's great. I feel like I have to take him. I have to take JSN at this point. This team is stacked. I mean, I got McConkey, BTJ, and JSN. And I'm still waiting on a running back. I can wait on running back and be fine with it. Um, but yeah, this team has versatility. Brian Thomas, McConkey, JSN, all huge target guys, getting a ton of volume. Jason's the clear number one receiver in Seattle, and Darnold can get him the ball, so I have no worries with that. Especially in PPR, he'll perform great. DeAndre Swift is at this point I'm eyeing in round six. I think it's fine. If I can get Brees Hall, I'm not gonna get him because of the auto picks. That'd be good too. But yeah, at this point, I'm running back here. I kind of have to go RB. So Swift will be good. I can get Aaron Jones and be comfortable with that as my RB2. I'm not going to take Henderson in my RB2, and neither with RJ Harvey or Pollard. I don't think that's a great spot to be in. Mixon could be interesting at round six. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but I kind of have to go RB here with the way the draft has fallen. I do like Cortland Sutton a lot, but I'm not going to start him over these three guys. So no point in just taking him. I think Joe Mixon at this point is fine value. He is injured though. I do want to monitor that. He's supposed to come back by week one. I mean, I do expect him to fall off with the O-line situation not being great, and his stats are not great. But there's no competition in Houston, and DeAndre Swift is also another option. So I could lean Swift or Mixon. You know, let's switch it up. Let's go with DeAndre Swift over Joe Mixon. A little bit of a risk here, but with the Ben Johnson offense, they're gonna run the ball a lot. They drafted, or sorry, not drafted. They picked up a bunch of offensive linemen that are gonna play outside zone, and Swift is gonna excel in that. I think. Let's go with him. Why not? Got to invest a little bit in the Bears offense. We can mix it up a little bit there. So Cortland Sutton in the next round would be good value. George Pickens would be great value in the next round here. Henderson will be good, obviously, to take over maybe Swift in the backfield for my fantasy team here. So Holmes goes round six, pretty solid value there. Brees Hall round six is definitely a steal, I think. That's great value. Marion Hampton, I think, great in round five is great. That guy's team is probably pretty good. We'll look at teams in a bit, but at this point, getting George Pickens would be pretty ideal with the amount of targets he'll get in Dallas. So just be throwing the ball a lot because he'll be probably trailing in a bunch of games, and they're so matchup dependent week to week. I think Pickens will get a ton of targets and be the deep ball guy for Prescott, while CD is the intermediate and deep ball guy as well. But yeah, getting him at this point in the draft would be great. I mean, so it looks like Rashee Rice will be gone. Hopefully, Billy's best team will not take Pickens, and then I can get him. Otherwise, Travion Henderson will be good. He might fall because of the like auto picks. Jacoby Myers at this point is a little early. I'd like Jacoby a lot. So maybe round 8 would be a great steal for him. George Pickens is available. So is Devontae Smith. At this point, Smith being available is pretty crazy to me. So we'll go George Pickens here to lead the bench off. I think that's a great value pick, considering he'll get a ton of targets. I just got a ton of receivers with that will get hard targets. I think the only questionable pick of this draft for me has been DeAndre Swift and how he'll perform in the Chicago offense, but I think he'll be fine. He won't get phased out. Maybe Roshan Johnson will get some targets and carries, and I think if I have one back pick in the draft, I think that's fine. I think I can get another RB that will be just fine. As Trayvon Henderson goes, and now we're in round 8. This is a tough spot to be in. Running back depth is available. Montgomery I could take in case Gibbs gets hurt or something goes wrong with the Lion, like just Jahmyr Gibbs. But I highly doubt that'll happen. I'll probably pass on him. Um, I could do it though with Montgomery. That'd be a great backup to have, but not really. I don't really see a point of starting Gibbs and Montgomery, so probably not going to do it. Ted McMillan would be great value here. Um, yeah, RB would be pretty bleak here for this RB dead zone in round 8, 9. So Rashee Rice, probably not gonna take him, but he'll go in auto draft, auto picks. Ted McMillan is available. Matthew Golden is available. I'll take Ted McMillan at this point. So I have 5 receivers at this point. Time to really strengthen up on tight end QB. Actually, I have QB already, but yeah. So tight end could be a worry for this team, but I'm not too worried about that. As Bo Nix goes in round 8, pick 4, that's one of the steals of the draft, I think, so far. I mean, Travion round 7, pick 10 is a great steal. Jacoby round 7, pick 8 is a great steal, and same with Bo Nix. So we can go to the draft board to see the different teams, but yeah, Saquon, Bijan, pretty straightforward. McCaffrey is a big reach. Let's look at our next pick here. Diggs would be pretty good value here at this point. He'll be healthy for week 1, so that'll be pretty solid. Ramondre is available. Isaiah Pacheco was available with Josh Simmons looking so good. Might as well take Isaiah Pacheco. We can look at tight end at this point now and see. Evan Ingram, not really interested in. A lot of guys have been taken, actually. I think Tyler Warren actually went pretty early. Hawkinson went round 7. That's great value for Hawkinson. Yeah, Tyler Warren went kind of early. Round 6, pick 1 over Breece Hall. That's kind of a reach, I think, over Sutton. I feel like he's a great tight end, but even as a rookie, but I don't know. I think it's a little early for Tyler Warren. Let's see here. So Jordan Addison is a really good pick here. But I do have so many receivers. I don't need more receivers. Like Matthew Golden, obviously great value at this point, but I don't need more receivers. So I'm gonna go ahead and reach a little bit on a running back or tight end. At this point, it's pretty bleak. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson is the lead back in New England for now, so I could take him. If fumbling does continue, then he'll be benched probably. So I think Ramondre would be a fine pick here, and I'm gonna go ahead and take him. So I mean, at this point, it's looking pretty good. I mean, auto picks are flowing in, so we'll look at the board here. But I think getting Jaden at that point, around 4.6, is a great value. The guy that got Joe Burrow, obviously, is good value. The teams that stand out really are going to be Michelle's team, Bijan, JT, Josh on Garrett Wilson. That's a great team. Some of the weaker teams, I think. Let's see here if I can target a weaker team. I mean, maybe pick 9, kind of weak at running back with James Conner and Breece Hall. Yeah, pick 10, not great. I mean, Malik Neighbors and Henry's great, but the rest of the surrounding cast, I mean, you can do better than 2 tight ends back to back. I feel like that's a little too rich for fantasy drafting. 2 tight ends back to back, especially in those early rounds, round 5 and 6. I think it's kind of rich. I don't know. Deebo Samuel at this point, great value. I'm gonna go ahead and take him if he's available. And he probably will be at this point. Yeah, he will be available. Brian Robinson, in line to get some touches, but a lot of competition in the backfield with Eckler there. Deebo could play some running back, so we'll see. Shakir, I think investing in the Bills offense would be great. He probably won't fall to me, so I'll take Deebo. But yeah, Deebo or Shakir at that point would be great value picks. Jaden Reed, a good value at this point in the draft. But yeah, man, I think taking 2 tight ends back to back is just unbelievably risky. But he did get Brock Purdy in round 9, which I like. Basically round 10. Yeah, the way this draft is going, I like my team so far. I think it's definitely one of the better teams. I mean, pick 6, the team has great receivers, but the running backs pretty solid actually. Yeah, the pick 6 is good. Pick 7, don't love. I mean, Jefferson is good. Higgins a little high for T. Higgins. I think he's more of a round four player where Mike Evans and Tyreek Hill is going. Um, but yeah, if he likes him, he likes him. Chuba Hubbard, sorry, and Kenneth Walker as your main running backs aside a chain is interesting. It's not a bad team. I like Bo Nix there, so I feel like all the teams are pretty balanced. I mean, every team has gotten a couple steals. I think like there's one or two guys that are like steals, like Cortland Sutton round six, great pick by Billy's team. Marvin Harrison round five, great pick. I mean, that's great. I would have taken him if he was available. Maybe over JSN, but yeah, let's look at the board here as J.K. Dobbins goes Shakir. He goes right after me. So yeah, Shakir won't be available. That's fine. Justin Fields as a backup to Jaden Daniels would be pretty solid. Same with Dak at this point in round 11. I don't need a backup QB, but tight end was a good option here. Colston Loveland is going to get a ton of targets in Chicago. I know they have a lot of mouths to feed, but I still think he'll get fed the ball. So looking at those guys there, we can still look at running backs and receivers. Let's see the big board or like the where ADP is showing us. Yeah, I mean Ricky Pearsall is solid. We can go Dak here for our backup QB. So we got quarterback as a strength for sure. I mean Jaden Daniels and Dak. Getting some NFC East guys there. Judkins falling all the way down the board there. It's interesting. I could take him. Let's see what else. Shaw Tootin could be available. I think I'm gonna go Colston Loveland if he's available. My next pick, just to solidify tight end. It's a weak point in the in this team, but I'm fine with that. Definitely fine with that. Um, let's see here who's available. I mean, Caleb Williams at this point we good value, but we already have two QBs. Austin Eckler is available. That'd be pretty solid at this point. Travis Etienne is pretty solid at this point. Judkins obviously is just throwing a dart at him at this point. Najee Harris is available. Let's see here. Poston Lovins is actually gone. Goddard is a good pick here too. So we can take Goddard. We can also take Denver defense if we want to, or Pittsburgh defense. Any of those would be pretty good options. So I'm looking at defense at this point in round 12 and 13, just because it does add some value to have a top defense. I think having Pittsburgh's defense is pretty solid. So getting one of those two would be good. A lot of teams are on auto picks, so I'm just gonna wait and see for this guy to go ahead and pick. This will be my pick soon. So with this pick here, Jack Beck is available. Travis Etienne is available. So investing in the Jags offense could be an option. But I think I'm gonna go probably Goddard here at this point or Ferguson. Actually, I do have, yeah, I can go Ferguson. I think be comfortable with that. So I'd having Pickens too. We'll score a lot of points. I think Ferguson's fine or Goddard. Any of those guys as my tight end. But two bench spots left, defense and kicker. So we can go defense now or just look at what's available. At this point, JJ McCarthy is pretty solid value. Drake May, I believe, is gone at this point. He's got to be gone. Oh, he's actually still available. I think that's one of the value picks of this draft. 149 for Drake May. I think he can go easily around here. Produce similar value to Jared Goff and Jordan Love for sure. I think even more than that. I think he's a steal in drafts. And I think I'd take him in most drafts. If he falls this far, I'd definitely take him. Denver defense goes. I think defense is a good option here. I'll take Pittsburgh to dominate against the Jets week one. So Steelers defense, definitely a great option. Yeah, and I like my team a lot. I think it's definitely among the best. Looking at the board, I think it's definitely among the best of the teams that drafted. So I think McCaffrey is a little high at pick 4. Yeah, I don't love that team. I mean, Chase Brown and Kamara, good options. Kamara could suffer a little bit just because the Saints offense is going to be so stagnant this year with a QB situation that's probably the worst in the league. We'll see between the Browns and the Saints who has the worst QB in the league probably. Yeah, I think this draft was pretty good. I mean, I got great receivers, great value at receiver, but BTJ, McConkey, JSN, and I got Jameer Gibbs and Jane Daniels. Man, I can't complain about those first 5 picks at all. And then getting good value with the rookies and McMillan. And then getting just good vets like Pickens, Debo, and Dak, getting a mix of upside and proven talent. So that's always we want to shoot for in drafts, always going upside. Let's see. Brandon Ayuk is going to be injured, so I don't want to take him. Kyle Williams, Drake May. I'll go Kyle Williams at this point. He'll probably battle with Kayshon Boutte to be one of the top looks in New England. Rashad Bateman's good value, obviously. So one more bench spot, one more kicker, and one kicker. Sorry. But go with the kicker here. But maybe Cameron Dicker or Brandon Aubrey. I think Aubrey would be a good pick here. But yeah, I think getting a top defense, a top flex in JSN, two great receivers that will get a ton of targets in BTJ and McConkey that were also rookies last year. So yeah, I think this is probably an 8 out of 10 draft. I can't complain. I mean, there's no one that's like RB2 is obviously a little weak with DeAndre Swift, but I got Ramondre Stevenson. I can find someone to replace. I mean, that's it's not the best, but everyone else I think a good job. Ferguson getting him late is great. So yeah, Aubrey does go. So I can't take him. I'll just go to the bench spot or piece here. Maybe I'll go with Trey Benson, just the backup of James Conner. Just get some RB depth on my bench. A little weak at RB, I think, on the bench with Stevenson and Benson, but I don't mind the receivers that I have with Kyle Williams, Debo, and Pickens, McMillan. But yeah, let's look at the other teams quickly here. Andrew's team has Hurts, Saquon, Mixon, London McLaurin, pretty solid. Bowers, Ridley at flex, not great. I think my team's better than that. We'll just go through my other teams and see which team my team is better than. I think my team is similar to this. I think I take my team over this with Caleb Johnson and Waddles. I think I'll take my team. Billy's team, probably pretty good. I think I'd take Billy's team over mine. Maybe it's pretty close. I think it's like a push. But we're gonna kicker here. Yeah, Siraj's team pretty solid. I think I take mine. My team there, and then just quickly going through this team is pretty solid with Hampton, Williams, CD. I could see either team between mine and his being better. It's pretty much a push. But yeah, we'll go kicker Tyler Bass, and that'll be the draft. Just looking through the other teams, I'll just like quickly scroll through them so you guys can see. But yeah, I think I did a pretty solid job with this draft. I mean, I think I have a top three team in this draft, but getting three great receivers with BTJ, McConkey, and JSN is always great. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and leave a like and comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next mock draft. Peace.